Everything just in case.
Alright, yo, what up YouTube? It's your boy Fitzmonk TV here, aka GLauren33, and I'm back today with another video on the channel for you guys. I hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, but today we're talking some WWE on the channel. We're getting ready for the WWE Superstar Shakeup going on in the next couple of days on Raw and Smackdown, depending on when you're watching this video. But that's not what we're talking about. Well, we are kind of talking about it in a way, but that's not the main topic of our video. Today we're talking about SmackDown Live and the women's division going on over there, the women's evolution in a way, and we're discussing what's going on with Carmella. Yes, Carmella, the princess of Staten Island herself. She is the new SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Congratulations to her. I'm very happy to see that she's finally getting that push in WWE. She's worked her ass off since she got from NXT. The only really bad moment that I'll say I've seen from Carmella really was when they booked James Ellsworth to grab the briefcase for Carmella. I really did like that, especially for it being the first ever Money in the Bank's women's match, that they decided to have a guy win the match basically in a way, or have a guy grab the briefcase for Carmella to win. But it is what it is. It's in the past, but even to that day, that still sticks with me as a bad decision on WWE's end. But Carmella waited all this time, and she waited till the SmackDown after Mania to cash in her briefcase on Charlotte, who had just come off possibly the biggest win of her career at WrestleMania when she defeated Asuka, ending Asuka's undefeated streak and retaining her SmackDown Women's Championship. So depending on when you're watching this video, no matter if this is before the shakeup or after the shakeup, Carmella should still be the SmackDown Women's Champion. Now that you waited all this time, you waited close to a year, about 9 months? She held the briefcase for 284 days, if I'm correct, just to finally catch in and become champion. How do you book her going forward? You don't want to give her a 1 or 2 month title reign like you've done with other Money in the Bank winners in the past. You want to give her a decent title. I'm not saying you give her a 1 year title reign like Brock Lesnar or Charlotte had, but you should give her a decent title reign to show off what she's done. Basically, when you give someone Money in the Bank, that means you give them the Money in the Bank because you see potential in them. Most of the time, the Money in the Bank briefcase goes to a heel, and legit, that gives them time to build themselves up into a future main event star. So when they do eventually cash in and become champion, that will put them into main event stardom. It worked with Seth Rollins. It was probably going to work with Baron Corbin, but we'll never know because, Baron Corbin failed his cash-in, and we've seen it with many others. We saw it with Dolph Ziggler. We saw it even with Jack Swagger. We've seen it with Edge, and the list goes on and on. CM Punk, I could go on for hours talking about that. But Carmella is the women's champion. All right, how do you book her? As I said, you want to give her a decent title reign. How long should that title reign be? I'm saying at least let her hold the championship for 3-4 months, at least. I'm not saying make it max 4 months, but let her hold it for at least 3-4 months. Let's let her get through a couple pay-per-views, see where they go from there. With the Superstar Shakeup, and now with WWE having all their pay-per-views branded, it's going to be interesting to see, because now you're not going to have specific matches just for one show. Kind of like how last year you had Money in the Bank just for SmackDown Superstars. And then in the past, how you had Elimination Chamber for Raw Superstars. Now that WWE plans to have all their pay-per-views branded for at least the rest of this year, what are you going to do with Money in the Bank? Are they going to have Raw and SmackDown Superstars fighting for one briefcase? Are they going to have separate ladder matches for the two shows? It's going to be interesting to see what they do in terms of there. Probably I could see WWE doing like qualifying matches from Raw and SmackDown, so you'll get there'll be one briefcase, and both Raw and SmackDown superstars, female and male, will be fighting for a briefcase. Either way, so maybe if a SmackDown superstar wins the briefcase this year for the women's division, then possibly you'll see maybe that we could see that person cash in on Carmella in the future. But it wouldn't make sense because remember, most of the time Money in the Bank is usually used to elevate a heel into the main event. Kind of like how most of the time when you see the Royal Rumble, with the Royal Rumble, that usually has a baby face winning, in a way. So that makes sense. Who is Carmella gonna face? Well, she honestly has some challengers. Charlotte Flair, they can easily go that direction. If Charlotte does not go on Raw, they can always do Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch and not Becky Lynch and Carmella have had decent matches in the past. We've never seen that for a title. Carmella could face Naomi if she stays on the brand. And honestly, with people that they can bring over from Raw, you can also do, and this is where my prediction could go in. You can do Carmella versus Bayley. You can do Carmella versus my favorite, Sasha Banks. You can do Carmella versus Amber Moon if they want to bring Amber to SmackDown, even though she just got called up from NXT like last week, so she's probably going to stay on Raw. So it's unlikely that we'll see that feud for right now. But those are just a list of feuds off the bat they can do for Carmella, but it's all going to depend on how they want to do this shakeup. We don't know where Asuka's going to go. Alright, Asuka legit, it's a toss-up if she's going to be on Raw or SmackDown. So who knows at this point. But the way I would book it is, I would have Carmella hold the title at least till midpoint in the summer. Around July, I was aiming towards SummerSlam. SummerSlam, I say you do Sasha Banks versus Carmella, have Sasha take that title, and have Sasha hold that title from SummerSlam all the way to WrestleMania 34, or even beyond that. Alright, so it will give Carmella a couple months to build herself up as a credible champion, and then you can give it to someone even bigger to help elevate that championship even more. I don't want Carmella to be one of those champions like The Miz in a way. Even though The Miz has good mic skills, so does Carmella, and Carmella's decent in the ring. I don't want Carmella to be like a Miz type of heel champion, where Carmella has to rely on someone from outside to come in for her to retain the title. Even though she's a heel, yes, you're going to have to use heel tactics here and there to retain your title, but you don't want to, use these ratchet heel tactics that are going to get repetitive, and then fans are not going to have respect for you. Kind of like, in a way, what happened with Seth Rollins when he was the WWE World Heavyweight Champion a couple years ago as a heel. Kind of like how The Miz has the Miztourage. If Carmella can win here and there, she can win here and there with heel tactics, but she's going to also have to prove that she can win the champion, or she can retain the championship on her own, one-on-one in the ring against some of the best. Alright, but that's about all I got to say on this. Tell me, guys, in your opinion, what do you think is going to happen? How long will Carmella hold the championship? Who will she lose it to? Where will she do? And all that other good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, guys. Peace.